Hi guys, welcome to another video by Optionables. My name is Saket, and in today's video we are going to see what exactly happened to the markets today, and more importantly we are also going to take a look at the live recording of our intraday trades. I'm going to try to explain the logic behind taking the trades and how we adjusted the position, and finally we are also going to look at the community trade, what is happening to the community trade, and also what we can expect from the market in the coming days. So all this I'm going to try to cover in the next 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be quickly starting off with what exactly happened to the markets today. So today, again the markets showed a lot of strength. Every dip, whenever the market dipped, immediately there was some strong buying coming in and the market started rallying. So in the morning, it was mainly led by banking sector, whereas banking sector almost opened 1% up, and all other sectors like Nifty was just around 0.3, 0.4%, whereas banking was already up by 1%. But as we moved towards the afternoon, so that time what we got to see was people started buying across the counters. So Reliance, TCS, Hindustan Unilever. So across all other sectors, even stocks like Pidilite and Asian Paints did really well. So initially it was mainly focused in banking, but later we got to see that there was buying all around, and overall broad based rally was seen in all the sectors, and Nifty did end up going almost 1% higher. Initially it just opened 0.2, 0.3% higher. There was continuous buying. Whenever we saw a small dip, immediately it was bought into, and the markets rallied and closed above 17,800. Yesterday itself, we were discussing that if the markets can decisively cross 17,650, then we can expect a move towards 17,800. But I really didn't know that it would only take one day for it to close above 17,800. So when we look at the relative underperformance, it again came from pharma. You can see Dr. Reddy, Divi's Lab, Sun Pharma. So these were the laggards. Overall, we are seeing some very good strength in markets. If we look at the DII FII activity, today both DIIs as well as FIIs were net buyers. So no wonder the market shot up, and even retailers I'm pretty sure would have participated on the positive side itself. So whenever the market dipped, immediately it was bought into and the markets ended up rallying. So when we come to the technical setup of Nifty, so later we'll be moving into the OI. Nifty has broken its important resistance of 17,650, and for the short term I find 17,500 to be a very strong support, and I don't see Nifty breaking 17,500 anytime soon. I might be totally wrong, but I don't expect Nifty to break 17,500 anytime soon. And on the higher side, maybe the markets can eventually rally towards 18,000, and who knows, it can also go towards 18,500 over time. So for the short term, I am expecting 17,500 to be the bottom, at least for the short term, and markets to rally towards 18,000 and maybe even head higher from there. So coming to Bank Nifty technicals, so all we are looking for is Bank Nifty to cross 37,500. So that would be somewhere around here. So once Bank Nifty crosses 37,500, we can easily expect a rally towards 38,500 to 39,500. So again, on the lower end, I am expecting 35,500 to act as a very strong support for shorter term. So this is the expectation from both Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. So we'll be quickly looking at the OI data as well. So when I come to the OI of Nifty, again today we saw some strong call unwinding at lower levels and strong put writing for Nifty. And this week 18,000 is supposed to act as a very strong resistance. As of now, this is what OI is suggesting. So we might not see a move above 18,000 for this particular week. And on the lower side, we have a lot of support coming in at 17,600, 17,500 and so on. And similarly, when I quickly go to Bank Nifty, the OI trend here is also quite similar to what we got to see in Nifty. So there was some strong call unwinding happening at lower levels and strong put writing. So this is a classic sign of bullishness. And as I move down, we do see that there is a very strong call writing at 37,000. So this will act as a very important level for Bank Nifty for this particular week. So in case if Bank Nifty is able to cross 37,000, we can definitely expect a huge upside from here. but this is again going to act as very strong resistance, and I am expecting that as Bank Nifty moves towards 37,000, we might expect some profit booking. But if that is being bought into, then it is a very positive sign for the market. On the lower side, 36,000 should act as a very strong support for the market, undoubtedly. So the crucial levels to watch out for 37,000. If Bank Nifty can break 37,000 and hold above 37,000, it would be a very positive move for Bank Nifty. Whereas on the lower side, we have support coming in at 36,000. So that is for the market view. Right now, we are in a very bullish trend, and I see a lot of support coming in downside for both Nifty and Bank Nifty. So my idea is eventually that the markets will end up heading higher, and they find, since there are a lot of supports at lower level, I expect them to find supports at lower level, take those supports, and later bounce back and head up higher. So now we'll quickly move on to the intraday trade and try to see what exactly happened there. So this is today's video recording. As you can see, this video is somewhere close to 4 hours 10 minutes. I'll quickly go forward, and time when I started recording this was 11:20. So I had taken no intraday trades. The time is around 11:20, and the markets are also pretty strong. So all I was waiting for the volatility to increase. So once if there is a big spike in markets, then the IV will increase. So that will give me a good opportunity to short. So I was just waiting for this moment. And while I was doing that, so I really didn't get any trade entry almost till 1 o'clock. So you can see that by 1:30, I see that Bank Nifty slowly started coming down from 36,700 to 36,600. So this is when I decided, okay, maybe right now I have a good entry chance because Bank Nifty is slowly coming down and the IV would have increased. So you can see that by 1:30, I start entering short straddles in Bank Nifty, that is 36,700. So Bank Nifty would have fallen almost 150 points from its high. And I decide, okay, maybe it's a good time to enter Bank Nifty. And I take the intraday trades, and just to segregate it, I'll just put a filter of intraday. So now you can see that this is the entry what I have, 36,700 short straddle, which I have entered around 1:30. So as I further move ahead in the trade, so I also placed the stop loss for both the legs. So I place around 350 rupees for both the legs. So both CE and PE, I have placed a stop loss around 350 rupees. So as I move ahead, you can slowly see that the market is sliding down. So it is not where it is slowly coming down bit by bit. And now we are at 36,580. So here I'm just fast forwarding a bit. So just to give you a summary of what exactly happened. And as we were speaking, it was just around 15 minutes since we entered the trade. The market had already crashed further 100 more points. And this was approaching our stop loss. So you can see that it is at 350, stop loss is at 350 and LTP is 341. So I just rechecked the stop loss, and you can see that at this particular point, the stop loss actually gets triggered and my net quantity becomes 0. At this point, I am already losing around 23,000. So then now if you have already seen the adjustment video, so we have discussed about one adjustment called as the counter trade. So what you end up doing in counter trade is you take the same leg with lesser premium. So in case the market reverses, it will be giving you some good cushion. So with that idea, I just waited just to see if the market is actually coming down or if it is reversing. So there is no hurry to enter the position. So I just gave it some time to see whether the market is coming down or whether it's actually reversing. At this point, so the market was actually coming down. So I go further ahead in the trade, and later I start to observe that every dip is being bought into whenever the market is being dipped. So immediately there's some strong buying coming in and the market is heading up higher. So that's the reason, even though the counter trade we usually take with a very low premium, I decided to go with a premium which is matching with the current premium around 200. So I wait for a while just for confirmation. As Bank Nifty approaches 36,600, I end up entering another PE leg. So you can see that both legs are now trading at 203 as well as 202. So somewhere around 202. So this is the counter trade which I entered because the market was clearly reversing and there was very strong buying coming in. So later what happened, the stop loss still remains to be intact and you can see my loss. I have already lost close to 40,000 rupees just at this particular point. So it was just around 20 minutes since I entered the trade and my loss is already around 40,000 rupees. So I just wait for further decay to happen and the market starts heading up from here. Just make sure that you keep looking at the market levels because I keep fast forwarding the video. So as you can see that eventually the market starts heading up higher and I decide to come back to my same straddle again, that is 36,700. So because it hit my stop loss and I absolutely could do nothing because I had placed a stop loss, it went down, hit my stop loss and started to bounce back and it was well beyond my control. So first I took a counter leg, that is 36,500. Later I decided to shift it to 36,700 itself because the market was bouncing back up. And at this point, I had already lost close to 50,000 rupees and I saw that it was not going below 36,500. So I thought again, if it is going to come back to 36,500, we'll see some more buying at that point. So that's the reason I shifted to this and I waited for some time and immediately the market bounced towards 36,700 where exactly I had created my short straddle. At this point, I am still having a loss of 48,000. So when the market bounced, I already had a loss of 40,000 and even though it came to the exact level of where I wanted, I am having a loss of 48,000. So if the stop loss wasn't triggered, then it was a very nice thing to have because we are back to the same level. So again, I continue to hold my position and as we go to 230, 215, I add some more positions at the same level. So you can see that around 215, I ended up adding some more quantity and my loss even now is 40,000 itself. So once it started bouncing back, I had a loss of 40,000. Even after close to 30 minutes, I still have a loss of 40,000. So I further move ahead in the trade. So you can see that my loss has slightly come down, but not that much. It has just come down by almost 14,000. So I still wait, hold on to the same trades. So my loss is again around 20-30,000. I see that it is not really making any difference to my P&L. And here I decide to do a shift. So let me just go a little back. So I feel that at this point, the premium is 290 and this premium is 200. So what will happen if the move continues? This will gain faster than the P leg losing its premium. That's the reason I decided to collect little more credits or little more points by shifting it from 36,700 to 36,800. So I finally end up shifting my entire leg from 36,700 to 36,800. And you can see even after 1 hour, I still haven't made any recovery. I am back to 40,000 loss where I have made zero recovery. That means IV is not really dropping because by this time we should have seen some good amount of theta decay, but that is not happening. That means the IV is increasing. That's the reason you're not seeing any theta decay. So I further move on to around 3 o'clock. So you can see that even at 3 o'clock, my loss is still at 39,000. That means I haven't made any recovery. So this is the point I decide, okay, so for the past 1.5 hours, right, there has been zero decay. And in the last half an hour, in case if there is an IV crash, we get to see any sort of an IV crash, then there'll be some very good decay in the option premiums. Because for last 1.5 hours, there is zero decay in the premiums, right? In spite of doing shift, collecting additional premiums, there is zero decay in the premiums because the IV is continuously increasing. So at this point, I decide to start increasing my quantity. So right now I only have 1,750. But now I decide to start increasing my quantity and make it somewhere around 5,500 or 6,000. So I slowly start adding 36,800 short straddles. So let me just go to that particular point. So you can see that I'm adding 36,800 short straddles and also 36,800, 36,900 short strangles. So I start to add a lot of positions here. And at one point I reach over 5,000 quantity. So you can see that I have 5,000 quantity in both the places and now around 5,500 quantity. And right now I am sitting with an M to M of minus 21,000. So at least after increasing the quantity, I have made some progress by reducing my M to M. So at this point, I am expecting the IV to crash because there has been no decay for the past 1.5 hours. And that is what exactly happens. And we go to a profit of almost 10,000 from a loss of negative 40,000. I give it some more time and we see some insane decay in premiums. And within no time, we go to a profit of close to 50,000 from negative 40,000 loss. So here again, as the market starts to move up, I start shifting my legs from 36,700 CE and 800 CE to 36,900 CE. I want to just keep a simple short strangle of 36,800, 36,900 because you can see the premiums are more or less matching. This is at 207, this is at 205, and I am also seeing a lot of decay happen. So I just thought rather why not just keep a simple position than keeping 3 CE legs and 1 PE leg. And so I decide to do this. And at this point, the profit is around 40,000. Next 2 to 3 minutes, the profit increases to close to 65,000. So you can ask how within 15-20 minutes you came from negative 40,000 to positive 70,000. So that is mainly because for the past 1.5 hours, there is no decay. That is because IV is continuously going up. So once the IV cools down, immediately there will be big decay in the premiums, and that is what we are actually seeing now. And we finally reach around 70,000 and odd. And at this point, I decide to book all my positions at a profit of 73,000. So this is how we traded intraday today. So we actually waited for an opportunity, but still in spite of that, the entry was early. I thought the IV had already increased quite a lot and I entered, but it again fell down, hit our stop loss, and there was a lot of adjustments which we had to do later on. So now coming to the overall position, along with intraday, we made a profit of close to 1,75,000 with respect to options alone. So past 2 days has been really good, both for option trading as well as futures as well as equities. So it is continuous profit in all 3 segments. So next, moving on to community trade. So we had made a small adjustment today just to safeguard our profits. And right now we are sitting with a profit of close to 22,000. So this is pretty decent enough. We don't have much left. Maybe we can just book it tomorrow and try to see what we can do later on. So this trade went really well because it was a directional trade and there was no adjustments needed at all because Bank Nifty was quite bullish. So we saw the open interest, saw the charts, and finally decided to go with this particular trade. So overall, we ended with close to 1% from this particular trade. So we have done quite well because we had previously done around 1,20,000 and recently we had lost 52,000. We have made another 22,000. So which is quite good. So overall, we are at a profit of somewhere close to 4%. So let's see which other trade we have for the next week. We can just exit this tomorrow because we have almost realized the maximum profit what we can get. So that is with respect to community trade as well. So we have overall covered everything, that is what happened to the markets today, what we can expect from the markets tomorrow, and our intraday positions as well as our positional trade and the community trade, right? So with this, we also come to the end of this video, and I really hope that you guys have liked this video and got something to learn from this. If so, then please do hit the like button, share this video as well as subscribe to Optionables. Thank you so much for joining, guys, and see you soon in the next video.